He's got the six pack. Yeah, I don't know about that. Larry's got the six pack today.
Yes.
What up?
Welcome to another edition of the Gym Rat Pack Does Entertainment with me, LarryOlubamiwo, and
Captain White Guy. Damien, actually.
and
Mr. L Rock.
yes. And we're here to bring you our perspective on everything entertainment, but especially movies and TV. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And,
The hot topic of the day.
well,
Is-
definitely one of the hot topics anyway. So, it's kind of like two stories in one.
Okay.
And we're really going to get into this. Some of you watch John Campea, have seen him get into it, but we're going to give our perspective on things. So basically, Amy Pascal, who used to be a studio Sony head and is now a producer on SpiderMan films, the new SpiderMan films with Kevin Feige, she was interviewed by Fandango a few days ago. And obviously everyone knows that, as we discussed in previous topics, that previous shows, should I say, that she's a big fan of Tom Holland being Spider-Man for the foreseeable future.
Make him do 100 of movies.
Yeah, that was her, what she said. Basically, she was interviewed by Fandango and she said that they were planning with Marvel. She let a lot of things out of the bag, basically. She said they were planning with Marvel a new trilogy with Tom Holland. And then she kind of caught herself as she was saying, but it's not part of... And then she fell back.
Right.
Right? So that's the first part of this. So let's just read the first part of that. So that this comes from Deadline. So it says, Spider-Man producer and former Sony Pictures boss, Amy Pascal, says that a new Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man trilogy with Tom Holland is in the early works. One that keeps the Culver City lot and Disney's Marvel working together beyond their already contracted Spider-Man No Way Home, which is poised to be a massive Christmas blockbuster. This is her quote, "This is not the last movie we are going to make with Marvel, the last Spider-Man movie," said Pascal in an interview with Fandango. "We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. We are thinking of this as 3 films, and now we are going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies." You catch MCU.
Yeah.
So not Sony, MCU.
MCU.
Right. "Yes, Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners." Anyway, we'll get into that afterwards.
Okay.
Sony and Disney Marvel had no comment about any continued talks when reached. "We hear from sources that while both studios have had great working relationship of late, there's no current confirmation of a trilogy at this point in time. Note, in order to keep the Spider-Man train running, new deals would need to be reached with Holland, Zendaya, and director John Watts." And then it talks about the box office. So that's the first part of the story. The fact that Amy Pascal, with her big mouth, came out and said that they are still going to make another trilogy of Spider-Man films, but not with Sony at the helm, still in the MCU, which means still partnered with Marvel, as she said, with Marvel, Sony and Marvel together.
Yeah.
Right? So that's big news because we all thought that after this No Way Out, that's the end of the contract.
Yeah.
That's the end of the deal.
Yeah.
Right? So obviously that's fantastic news for us lot. Like, you know,
That's what we want to hear.
That's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of things with that as well, because even if they're saying that, it could be that Spider-Man will go and do one Sony film, then come back into the MCU and do an MCU film.
Yeah.
Because Feige has said in the past that Spider-Man is the only character that can jump universes. He actually did say that. So that would make sense.
Right.
So everyone got excited about that. But then...
But wait, there's more.
There's more. Then
Sony went.
Sony or people at Sony said,
hold up.
Hold up a minute. So this comes to us via comicbook.com.
Are they a reputable source?
They are.
Okay.
But they're getting the story from someone in the inside. So
okay.
Sony Pictures and Marvel Studios aren't taking another swing at a new Spider-Man trilogy just yet. In an interview published Monday, franchise producer Amy Pascal told Fandango Sony is planning the next 3 Spider-Man movies with Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios and Tom Holland back in the title role. The Sony Spider-Man's Universe producer then said the upcoming Spider-Man No Way Home, co-financed by Sony and Disney as part of a new two-movie deal reached in 2019, isn't the final Spider-Man movie or the final Sony movie set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And it said the quote, which I mentioned before. Then it says, Sony insiders say the studio hopes to continue its strong relationship and collaboration with Holland and Feige, but there are currently no official plans for the next Spider-Man trilogy, according to the Hollywood Reporter. So they get it from a good source.
Yeah. The Hollywood Reporter.
Right. So, and that's pretty much the gist of what they, because they go into the deal and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But it's that part, Sony actually coming out and telling the Hollywood Reporter that, well, hold your horses, there's nothing official.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Official. There's nothing official. But is there a lot unofficial?
It's like, have Sony not actually had that sit down at the table yet with Marvel?
Yeah. It's a lot to unpack there. I mean, Amy Pascal, as we've discussed before, has form for opening her mouth when she shouldn't be opening her mouth.
Right.
Kevin Feige's had to stop her in certain interviews actually opening her mouth about certain things. With that being said, with both articles, what do you make of this, Leon?
Right, first of all, just quickly, when she opened her mouth before, is what she said, did it come to light? Was it?
Yeah, it was. She was actually giving away what
she was giving away.
Yeah. And that's actually it's good that you mentioned that actually, because it puts this in a certain light.
She's not a liar. No. She's loose with her lips. So I just believe there's a lot of talk going on. Like they know Spider-Man's going to be an absolute beast in the box office.
This
I know
one
that.
coming out.
This one is going to be huge, and they know it. So.
Do you know the Fandango website's crashed a few times?
Just tickets already.
Yeah. Tickets are...
Yeah, I read that.
So we need to hurry up and get our tickets.
Yeah, you can buy our tickets for
night.
us and send them to the show.
If you like and subscribe, that might help.
Yeah. Or we've got these cheeseburgers, man.
Yeah. But so she tells the truth. I believe, look, this is, but Spider-Man's an absolute money spinner. So whether they're saying, oh, nothing official, for me, she's just letting the cat out of the bag. She's letting the cat out of the bag. They could try and mask it all they want because there's probably no pen to paper. There's no contracts. There's no. They might not have even spoke to Tom Holland or anything or characters or anything. But there's a thought. There's something in there.
There's something. The studio heads, the producers have had talks.
Right.
Right. What do you make of this, Damien? I mean, it's a lot to unpack because you got to remember when that deal was coming to an end.
Whose deal?
Sony and Marvel.
Yeah.
In fact, it wasn't even coming to an end. Do you remember that it just went Pete Tong for some reason?
Oh, what?
And
it was because the whole Spider-Man thing. They nearly pulled Spider-Man out of the
MCU, right? He still had some films left on a contract, but for whatever reason they wanted to pull him out. So there was obviously
he did Civil War and it was like, right, he's getting pulled out after Civil War. I think it's that.
No, because no. It was before the second Spider-Man film.
Right. Okay.
It was before the second Spider-Man film. Before that even got made.
Yep.
It was before that even got made.
Okay.
Far From Home.
Yeah.
So, they wanted to pull him out for some reason. And he still had that film on the deal. So I don't know what happened between them to make them want to do that. But then obviously Disney was saying it was Sony's fault. Sony was saying it was Disney's fault. They were going back and forth. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, you lot are making money. Like, what's the problem? You know, I thought winning solves everything, you know? But in the end, they obviously sorted it out. But the deal they made was so that they made Far From Home, No Way Out.
No Way Home.
No Way Home. And then that's the end of it. And I think, I think going on to what you said, they've realised we just make too much fucking money together.
We're a powerhouse. Whether we love or hate, business is business. And
So with that being said, what are your thoughts on this?
I think she got overexcited and blew a load. I think that's what it is. To put an uncharacter frame on there. When you look at it, it's like what is her role? She's a studio executive, and to her credit, she is an amazing studio executive. She does know her job inside out. But the problem with being a studio executive is, what do they think of most? This. So she knows, obviously, there's excitement coming out of the fact that a new deal is going through with SpiderMan. She sat back and she's gone, oh my days, I'm just setting up trust funds for my future children now if this deal's made. So she's let it slip the same way that Ruffalo and Holland let it slip when they're at fan screenings and they let stuff out the bag about Marvel. She's got overexcited. It's come out. But because the thing is, when you think of studio executives, they're not normally held to this kind of secrecy because they're allowed to talk about what's coming up. But because of the Marvel thing and the audience, you have to hold it back.
But I mean, Kevin Feige's a master at keeping quiet. He never gives anything away.
He only works in this realm. She obviously produces other stuff bar this.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't just do Spider-Man.
That's true.
You know, she's got her hands a lot of other pies in terms of as a film executive. So this isn't the only thing she does. So this is probably the only time she has to keep her mouth shut. Every other venture she probably works on, she's talking into the night, promoting it.
It's promotion. We got this happening. That's going to happen. Then this, then that.
I'll take your point. But saying that again, like we said, she's got form for this. She's got form for this. Like she's let a lot of stuff out of the bag in before, and that's why I take your point that she might have let stuff out of the bag, but that doesn't mean what she's let out of the bag is a lie.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I mean, she's one of the big producers on there. I mean, you would think that she would know a thing or two. And Sony coming out recently and saying, "Oh, well, we've got no confirmed plans." They didn't come out and say, "Well,
none of it's true."
Right. And
it's the wording. Nothing official. What does that mean?
That basically means we've not confirmed how many.
We're gonna have a fight.
I
heard you lot are gonna have a fight. Well, there's nothing official.
Meanwhile, we're backstage figuring out how much to pay.
You're getting paid this much.
Nothing official. We would just say that's not happening. Blatantly, that's not happening. And I think it's too specific to be a lie. It's too specific. You don't just go down that road randomly out of the blue.
No.
Who does it's just too much. And she knows what Marvel fans are like with like conspiracy theories and this and that and where's it gonna go. You can't throw that out willy-nilly. So
But then sorry.
The thing is, Sony know where their bread is buttered when it comes to Spider-Man. Before they had the Marvel deal, the Amazing Spider-Man, the first 3 Spider-Man movies, made Sony the most money they've ever made.
So much. And it's funny because you say
most money they ever made.
The original Spider-Man film.
Because Sony went in trouble when the Andrew Garfield's one came out. Sony were financially in trouble.
Okay.
To the point where they were thinking of selling up. You know that. So, and that's why. Because it's funny because and Damien just mentioned this now. When the Amazing the reason why they didn't make any more Spider-Man films with Andrew Garfield is because they expected that Spider-Man, the sequel, to make, I think, probably $1 billion and over. It made
850 something.
Any friggin' studio will see that as a friggin' success.
Win. That's a win.
To them, that was a loss. That shows you the kind of money they look for when Spider-Man's in town. Do you know what I mean? like Damien said,
the Maguire ones have made nothing too shy of that.
Yeah. Maguire ones all made that kind of money, but then that was further back, so that money carried over more.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? But yeah, they all made 700, 800.
Yeah, so they're expecting the trajectory to be in the build.
It's a good. So obviously they expected. But I mean, what studio looks at a film that's made 800 odd million?
I said, boy, it's not really good enough.
We've got to cancel this franchise because it didn't make kind of money.
Can you imagine?
It's like what?
Can you imagine they hired you as Luke Cage and you made 800 million?
And they're like,
it's not really working out.
What?
You didn't really do well.
I can't buy an island with that. What are you talking about? Didn't do well.
Honestly, that's crazy. But that's like you guys said, that's the kind of money Spider-Man generates.
Yeah.
This is why they really wanted to do a deal with Sony to bring Spider-Man into the MCU.
Yeah.
And this is why Sony will not sell Spider-Man for love of money. Even so, think about this. At that time, they were in serious financial trouble. They could have sold Spider-Man and been in the black, no problem.
Yeah.
They're not willing to do that.
But then what?
But
then what?
Saves you next time.
Then what?
Yeah.
That's your trump card.
Yeah, that is their trump card. That is their trump card.
That's like be all. Take that.
Because when
tens, baby.
Right. Because now, with what we know now and what we've seen now, now we know it's not just Spider-Man.
No.
It's Venom.
Yeah.
It's all the
everything
anything Spider-Man related.
Exactly.
That's what they're probably excited about when Morbius comes out. They're probably
100%.
What's this going to be?
They're in production now with Kraven the Hunter movie as well, another Spider-Man villain.
Okay.
Yeah, Aaron Taylor Johnson is playing Kraven the Hunter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think that's a good choice. Really good choice.
Yeah.
So when you see it from that aspect, you know why they're not getting.
No.
They're not. But then saying that, on the other hand, John Campea, I remember when he spoke about this a few months back, he mentioned that even though they make so much money together, the reality is, historically speaking, the MCU doesn't need Sony, and Sony doesn't need the MCU.
No.
And and sometimes, because I remember when they were beefing just before they made the new deal, when they were beefing, and we thought, okay, that's the end of the deal. That's what he was saying. He thought that's going to be the end of the deal because reality is, even though they make a lot of money together,
they make just as much.
They make almost the same amount without each other.
Yeah. Okay.
So they don't need each other.
Yeah.
So, it's a funny one, but obviously cooler heads have prevailed, and I think one good thing about this, and what's probably helped smooth things over with this deal and the new deal hopefully coming, as we've heard from Amy Pascal, is that her and Kevin Feige get on very well.
Okay.
Despite her opening her big mouth.
Yeah.
Her and Kevin Feige get on very well. If she's
got form and she's still there.
Yeah.
He knows how good she is.
Yeah.
She's good at what she does.
And Damien did mention she is a very good executive. She's a
Small
very
price to pay is what
studio head. Yeah, she is. And I'll give her that. She just doesn't know how to conduct interviews.
Okay.
She just... Yeah.
This is what makes you think as well, like, what would other studio executives be like in her position if they were like, how big of a mouth would they be?
It depends. I get what you're saying about Feige, but then you've got to think. You're talking about, okay, Feige's just got Marvel, but look how big Marvel is. Think about how many projects he's overseeing.
What I'm saying is every single one of those projects, he has to have that cloud of secrecy.
Yeah,
it's always there.
But there's loads of projects though. I understand what you're saying. That she's got loads of projects in different spheres, but he's still got probably the same amount, maybe even more projects. But it's all in one sphere.
It all runs on that one rule of we don't talk about it. All the other projects that she's got.
Right, I see what you're saying.
She comes out of that for a little bit.
I see what you're saying.
I can talk about this and be free.
Right,
and be a normal studio executive and be like, look how much money we're going to make. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's like, you can't talk about this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I'm used to talking about movies. Don't take that away from me.
Yeah, but then she knows better. I mean, come on. How long you been in the game?
Yeah.
You ain't been in the game 5 minutes. You've been in this. You're a veteran
seasoned.
at this, right? You know,
more than seasoned.
You know, I'd expect that from a new executive, but someone of her standing, hell no. You know,
as I said before, this comes. It clouds.
I think that cloud. It clouded her judgment.
How much money am I making of this? Okay.
It clouded her judgment. But then it makes me think if what she's saying is true, and we all think it probably is.
Yeah.
I never expected them to re-up this deal. You know,
neither did I. No, I didn't.
Did you?
I didn't until I saw the Tom Holland interview recently. Not the one we were talking about.
Yeah.
But there was one he made previous in the new year where he's like, I'll make another 10. He said, I'll happily make another 10
see,
movies.
he keeps wishy-washy because he'll make another 10. Then he's like, if I'm playing this after I'm 30, I've done something wrong. Like, which is it, mate?
He could do 10 more Spider-Man appearances by the time he's 30. It's
Nah,
only 5
he's
more
25.
years. 5 more years.
10
Two appearances a year. One Spider-Man movie, one appearance in a Marvel film.
That's not going to happen.
He's only got to appear for 5 minutes in a Marvel film.
How many appearances has he had in Marvel films or projects, and he hasn't even been up to 10?
Yeah, but
and how many years has that been?
2016?
Right.
2016, so 5 years, and he's done 3 Avengers, 6 appearances in 5 years. If they up the production, he could do 10 in 5.
Not going to happen.
He's only got to do 5 minutes.
Not going to happen.
Productions are
he
too
could
big.
do it.
He could do it.
He could do
Yeah,
it.
but that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
Productions are too big. They're too big.
Yeah.
And especially now with the COVID and all that, that's not going to happen.
If they're just chucking out nonsense,
You know what I mean? I think he's just talking nonsense and misdirecting people, as everyone is nowadays.
He's trying to keep that mystery in it. Like, will he be in it? Won't he?
Now, I don't know if you guys saw the latest episode or the last 2 episodes of the John Campia show.
No, missed it.
Right.
Big up John Campia.
Big up John
What's up,
Campia.
John?
You're our inspiration, man. But he mentioned, so he's seen a large chunk of the new Spider-Man film.
How did he?
I don't know.
Because he's John Campia.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Hi, John. Come and see us.
Hey, John.
No, someone sent something to him.
Send it to him?
Yeah.
What kind of place have you got to be with someone to send you?
He's big in the game, man. Listen, that's why we big you up, John.
Give me that swimming pool in your house,
But,
John.
by the way, his brother-in-law, Ray, who does his graphics, he said he's going to watch our show.
Hey, thank you, Ray.
Yeah.
Give a look.
So he mentioned, he doesn't want to give any spoilers away, which I'm really proud of, but he said something. He said going by what he's seen, and by the end of Venom 2, he said, let's just say things are very interesting.
Okay.
So that makes, that makes me think what we've all been saying, Venom's going to play a big role in this, or some role in this. Let's say.
Some role.
Yeah. And it's a lot more stacked than what we...
But John wouldn't give it away.
He was, and I'm happy about that because
we wouldn't.
Yeah,
No.
but I think you both feel as well that Maguire and
Yeah, they're going
Garfield are going to be in it.
Garfield's starting to annoy me now with the way he's coming out.
Why is he misdirecting people? Just shut up if you don't want to. Do you know what I mean? Just stop saying I'm not in the film. I'm not in the. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man.
Unless he literally isn't. Only Maguire's it, and he's.
I don't believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the villains are coming in from his universe. Do you know what I mean?
Jamie Foxx just had a nice clean-up look. All the other villains look traditional.
Yeah.
He's
He
come
looks a
forward,
bit
it's like,
different, isn't it?
My hair's out, the beard.
He's got
like,
different.
He looks a mess in Amazing Spider-Man.
He looks a different suit as well. Yeah. Now he's all trim and that.
I'm in the Marvel universe now. I'm sexy, baby. It's like, what's going on?
Do you know why though? Because he's getting ready for the Tyson film. He has to look all buff and shit.
Yeah, but you can still put a
Is that
prosthetic
still
hairpiece on.
happening? The Tyson film.
It's been happening, not happening.
But it's happening.
I've heard that for years now.
Scorsese's directing it now. So.
And then
is it?
Scorsese's directing it.
Oh
yeah.
crap!
Wow.
So,
and obviously Tyson's
Tyson's
fully involved.
He's au fait with it.
Yeah. But it's. I never thought they were gonna re-up this deal, despite how much friggin' money they make together.
No.
I never thought they were gonna re-up this deal.
Yeah.
So I'm seriously surprised, but at the same time, I'm seriously happy if they do. If what we're hearing is true from Amy Pascal, I am seriously happy that they are re-upping this deal.
So you should keep your mouth shut. You've excited the boy. So well done.
Yeah, don't get us excited.
Don't get me excited. Not finished. What's wrong with you?
Well, you know what I mean. It's and it makes sense, man. Even if you're just talking about money wise, like Damien said, man. You know, obviously clouded her judgment, but
Money talks.
Money talks, man. And
blinkers on.
Yeah, man. And Disney and Sony together have just been killing it. So why stop that? You know what I mean? Why stop that? And it gives a chance for all the Sony Spider-Man characters now to jump in the MCU, which I feel is going to be the next thing that happens. You know, so you're going to see Morbius in the MCU. You're going to see Kraven the Hunter in the MCU, which I think is going to go down really well. because Ryan Coogler wanted to use Kraven the Hunter, if you remember, as the villain for the first Black Panther.
Oh, yeah.
But they told him he couldn't because it's Sonys.
Sony. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's interesting times, man.
Yep.
Interesting times.
That's
why I thought we had to spend a bit of time on that one.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
yeah, you happy?
I'm happy.
You happy with those? That
Trilogy.
Thanks for opening your mouth, Amy, but try and keep it a little bit quiet.
No, don't. Speak your truth, yeah.
We need stuff to talk about. Just keep talking more things. Let us know. Let it out the bag.
Speak your truth.
So, guys and girls, what do you think about all of this? Like, we went one way, then we went the other. People are denying, blah, blah, blah. What do you think about all this? Like, and are you excited about the possibility of Disney and Sony? Let us know in the comments down below what you think.